What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be looking at the Madden 18 top 5 receivers coming into the game to start. And Julio Jones, we can't argue that. Listen, the guy was a beast all year. I know they choked in the Super Bowl, but it wasn't his fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, the play calling was horrendous. You're playing against Tom Brady, and then you're just passing the ball every play. It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Also, he played with injury. And that's not to take away from the fact that a lot of people play with injury. Obviously, if you're playing in the NFL, nobody's playing healthy in the Super Bowl. It's just impossible to go through a whole season of such a high-octane contact sport and be completely healthy. But Julio Jones was a stud the entire year. There's no debate about that. Him coming in at number 1, I'm not really concerned about. The 94 speed is kind of questionable, but these speed ratings have been garbage over the last couple of years. So 16 and 17 has been a joke. I'm not really concerned about that. No, actually 17 was really, really bad. And then, 16 was decent. I think 16 was the year that Perriman started off with like a 97 speed. So 16 wasn't really the issue. 17, I don't know who they had doing it, but the guy, you'll get him a raise because he doesn't give a F about life. But I'm going to tell you this right now. 94 speed is pretty low to me. I don't like his excel either. Going through the rest of the stats, strength, that's fine to start the year off with the 78. He's a pretty strong guy. Antonio Brown, you can't not... You cannot dispute what he's meant to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Coming in number 2, I would give him that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can see right now that I have Odell Beckham in the title and that they're ranking him way at the bottom, and I'm going to get to him for his little segment about why I think that's a fair rating for him. But Antonio Brown is a stud, man. With the amount of receptions and the things that he's done, he's definitely like Ben Roethlisberger. He's not doing that without Antonio Brown. Even though Antonio Brown is a smaller undersized, some people consider an undersized receiver, he plays big on the field, and he's very, very difficult to cover. And I do think that he's made, they work hand in hand. Roethlisberger, without him, they would completely suck. But I think Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown is a very, very good combination. And even when Roethlisberger was out, Brown still put up his numbers. So I see why he's coming in at number 2. He means a lot to his team. I can understand that. Looking at his acceleration and his speed, I think that that's off, because if you watch him run, the dude is really, really fast. But like I said, it's a lower threshold. This is how the year is starting off. We can't really get excited about those things right there. Coming in at number 3, AJ Green. Now this guy, I think he has very, very deceptive speed. His strength is pretty good. I know, obviously, 72 because Julio Jones is 78. There's no way AJ Green is as strong as Julio Jones. Julio Jones is a dog. So looking at that, I see the ratio that makes sense. His awareness, I think he's a little bit more aware than a 95. I would have gave him a 99 because the catches that he made last year was just outrageous. And look, he has Andy Dalton throwing him the ball, bro. Andy Dalton, dog. Like, the dude is garbage. He just throws the ball in the air and closes his eyes. I gotta wait to see how John Ross is gonna fit into this, bro. Being one of the fastest receivers in the game. But I don't really like the speed rating for AJ Green because I think that he has deceptive speed, and most of the time when he gets out in front, you can't catch him. But that's just the on the field speed. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand why they would have him around a 91 because you can't put him higher than that because you have Antonio Brown at a 92. But you're saying that he's 1 speed point lower than Antonio Brown? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, when you look at the ratio, like, if you're gonna make stupid ratings, you got to make them all stupid so it all makes sense. I don't know if you could evaluate that because I think that Antonio Brown is a lot faster than AJ Green. He's just smaller and his legs just moves faster. He's like Mighty Mouse, bro. Dude is just out of there, like andale, andale, riba, like he's out. So I don't know about that speed threshold, but it is what it is. Now, OBJ, right? This guy right here was just recently in an interview saying he thinks he's going to be the number 1 paid player in the NFL, and the guy is out of his mind because he went on a boat trip with Trey Songz and came back and dropped every pass in the playoff game. And I don't want to hear that it was Eli Manning's fault. I know Eli Manning usually is a questionable quarterback. He came out in that playoff game like a stud. And everybody, Shepard, all these guys were dropping passes. And it was all led by this guy. You know what I'm saying? This guy right here was the major reason that they lost that game. So I don't want to hear anything like that. Hopefully he grows from it, but he's still just saying whatever he wants. But I do, it's kind of weird, like 2 years later, from 16 to 18, how he's just number 4 now. You see how life works, bro? Like, that's why you got to take advantage of everything that you have, because that's what he's doing. He's just marketing his brand. So he doesn't really care about his Madden rating anymore. As a kid growing up, wanting to play Madden and making the cover, he's already done. But listen, looking at what's going to actually be happening, it's going to be very, very interesting. And I hope you guys are subscribed to my sports channel. Check the link in the description there. You guys got to make sure you're there for my weekly podcast for the NFL season when it comes up. So if you're not subscribed, definitely go there because you're going to want to hear the critiquing that I do during the NFL season. But number 5, Dez Bryant, I don't like this. I'm not trying to hate on Cowboys fans, but Dez Bryant is just, listen, the guy he's just an average receiver right now. Look, I know it sounds like, yeah, bro, whatever. No, he's not really doing nothing out here. Look, I like DeAndre Hopkins here at number 5, okay? And the reason I like DeAndre Hopkins at number 5, who was his quarterback last year? A blind monkey with syphilis, and he still performed. It doesn't make any sense that Dez Bryant is number 5, and this is just all EA Sports riding Cowboys, bro. It has nothing. DeAndre Hopkins is at this point right now, a much better receiver than Dez Bryant. This rating was completely ridiculous, and this was biased, in my opinion. Because I don't care. When you have a quarterback that is like Brock Osweiler and you're still making plays, you deserve to be on this list at least at number 5, top 5 receivers. And in my book, he's definitely in top 5. Dez Bryant showing up late to mandatory practices, 3 hours. Like, bro, this guy is not a leader. He's not a guy that I would want on my football team right now. And it is what it is. I don't care. Cowboys fans, tell me what you think about it. You got to agree with it. You can't do what he's doing to start the season. So I'm very, very disappointed with a lot of these ratings. OBJ, he should be at number 4, but I like DeAndre Hopkins at number 5. One love.